parts of the Great Salt Lake may remain wild, but more and more, humans are leaving their mark on this water body. Brine ponds established at the lake's edge capture a host of minerals for industrial use. But environmentalists fear that changes like this are inflicting long-term damage on Great Salt Lake.
All right, hello everybody. Hello, and welcome. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing well. What is going on? Phil here live for my first of two fun gameplay streams today. What's up, everybody? Good to see many of you here on the stream. Today is Wednesday, April 4th, 2018. We are halfway through my birthday week celebration, folks. It's been a good week so far. I had a lot of fun so far playing new games, Far Cry 5 and Ni no Kuni 2. We've done quite the amazing progress as well. Big chunk into the playthroughs of these games. If you were wondering on the status of how I'm doing in these games, alright, Far Cry 5 today, we are entering the final region. There's 3 major regions in the game, in the map. Today we're doing the final one. So, if judging by how it worked with the previous 2 regions, more than likely, by the end of today, today's 4-hour plus gameplay session, we'll be near the end of the game. We'll pretty much have been near the end of the takeover of the 3rd section, meaning tomorrow will be the big grand finale where I'll finish it up and then the big conclusion of the game. Big bang. Because face it, anyone right now who got a copy of God of War and is able to stream it exclusively early or play the game early is going to put out videos and make ridiculous amounts of money, thousands of dollars, alright, based off of having the game early. I 100% disagree with this practice. I think it's harmful to the industry. It's harmful for gamers. It creates this elitist group of people who formulate opinions early about games before they're out and before the common person can actually get their hands on them and legitimately formulate their own opinion. I hate this practice. I've always hated it and I always will. I'm of the impression no one should get an early release copy of a game at all. Everyone should have to go out and get the games on release. Now, if you get a review copy, okay, you get it on release day like everybody else. And we all play the game together collectively, and we all figure out for ourselves what the game is. The days of media outlets needing to get copies a month early because they need to write up a print story for their print magazine are 20 years outdated. We have the internet now. We don't need this anymore. Okay? There's absolutely no excuse besides, let's just give our game early to a few YouTubers and streamers so they'll get hyped views and then more people will buy the games. It's an underhanded practice. It creates artificial hype because the people who play those games kiss the game's butt because they're getting paid to do it. They're making tons of bank to play those games early. Alright? It's ridiculous. That is what I disagree with. Alright? That is what I disagree with. I don't disagree with people getting review copies altogether. That's ridiculous. Especially someone like me. Think about how many games I buy in a year, right? To get a release or review copy is a nice thing. It's okay, a little bit of money I don't have to spend. And let's face it, Extinction, I don't know much about the game. I've seen a trailer for it and it looked interesting, but it might have been a game that was off my radar that I might not have checked out. Now, because I've received a review copy of it, we're going to check it out next week firsthand. Together, we're going to judge if the game's any good, and we're going to be honest about it, right? And by the way, even though I am getting a review copy a day early, that's right, I'm going to be able to play it on Monday. I'm not. I'm purposely waiting until Tuesday to play this game on release day, the day when it's supposed to be released, because that's what I believe in. Not being some elitist guy who thinks he's better than you and should be playing the game early to get cheap views and extra money. It's ridiculous. I hate the practice completely. I'm purposely waiting to be just like you guys because that's what I believe in. So there you go. There's your honest answer. Thank you for the $1 tip. And please don't misconstrue my words into something that I've never said, because I never said the thing that you said in your message. Okay. There you go. King of Hypocrisy cheered, and he's talking about drama. I already addressed this last night, King of Hypocrisy. It's very simple. Allow me to address the situation very honestly. Alright? There are no leaks. There's no special nonsense drama going on the internet whatsoever. Everything you're hearing is complete and utter misinformation. Alright? To clarify, I said this on last night's pre-stream, I'll say it very briefly here. When I make a private Q&A video for someone who pledges to my Patreon campaign, they are told 3 distinct things. This video, number 1, is for you. Number 2 is for your friends. And number 3 is for whatever you want to do with it. When you pledge to my Patreon at the perk level to get a private Q&A video, alright, it's up to you to do whatever you want with that video. If you want to keep it for yourself, you want to put it public on the internet, that's your discretion, because you earned it with your Patreon pledge, alright? So what's happened is, a few, I guess, I don't even know if it's a few, or if it's just one. I have no idea, because I'm not paying attention. But, apparently, a patron Q&A video from over a year ago, from what I understand, it's a patron Q&A video from like a year and a half ago, like an old one, was made public on the internet. And in it, I give my very candid opinions about certain things, like certain kinds of YouTubers. I also talk about, you know, with the bad situation that I'm in, stuck with having this condo in Connecticut. I can never really get rid of at this point. And by the way, everything I said in that private Q&A video was already public information. It's stuff I've already said over the years publicly. But for some reason, people seem to think that this is some kind of a special video that had all this secret private information that Phil's never talked about, and now the tier 2 sub goal of 475 subs. If we do that, I'll do some kind of a fun celebratory event. It may be like a DSP tries it episode with a product. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I haven't decided yet, quite frankly. But you know, I will let you guys know once more information is determined. You know, by your feedback. You know, do you guys want to see a special event? Do you want to see a fun DSP tries it vlog? Do you want to see something else? I don't know. All right. But there you go. So those are the sub goals for the month, and I think that they're very reasonable. They'll promote a little bit of growth for the channel, which is good. So that's what we're going for this month. Okay. So if you subscribe, you're contributing towards that. Just know, not only if you subscribe to the channel are you earning all these cool emotes and all this other fun stuff like the chat sub badges, the crowns that, you know, accumulate with better versions, but in addition to all of that, they also allow you to earn, you know, or work towards the sub goal. Okay, pretty good. Now, outside of all of that, what else is going on? Not too much. The only big thing in gaming news today, folks: for the PS4, the game that Insomniac, is it Insomniac or Insomniatic? I think it's Insomniac, right? Insomniac Games has worked on this game for quite a while. We've been waiting for information. When is this game finally coming out? Well, we get a release date. We finally got it. It's September 7th, 2018. The Spider-Man game will finally release right there at the very beginning of the hardcore gaming season. All right. You know, a good time for it to come out for sure. And it's actually coming out at a time when it's not too deep into the hardcore gaming season. So, luckily, it's not coming out in October when traditionally you have 3 straight weeks of so many games coming out that there's no way to keep up with all of them. It's coming out relatively early, which is a good thing. I think that you know, it'll be a good way to start off that season with a good solid entry. So we'll see. You know, will the Spider-Man be as good as previous Spider-Man games that I played? Keep in mind, the Spider-Man games that I played on YouTube in the past, you know, pretty much gave me my popularity in a lot of ways. Spider-Man Web of Shadows, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, both games that I played on YouTube that my playthroughs had parts that were over 1 million views. I believe Spider-Man Web of Shadows was up to 3 million views on the final part, when finally YouTube decided to change their search algorithms and kicked it completely out of YouTube search. And that's not an exaggeration. Like, it used to be all based off of popularity, and now it's not anymore. Now it's based off of their stupid criteria of, does it conform to the way we want videos to be with engagement and length and this and that? And so all my old videos that had tons of views and had people coming in to watch my stuff literally got removed from YouTube search, and all my channels lost their popularity because of it. Pretty stupid. Which is why I don't give a shit about really, you know, anything for YouTube anymore. They basically found every possible way to screw me over the years. So I don't give a shit. I just don't. I'd be more happy now focusing on live streaming with you guys on a daily basis. Okay? So, that being said, Spider-Man coming out September 7th. I'm excited. I'll definitely be playing it. And I certainly hope that you guys will also be checking it out as well. All right? All right. Outside of that, I don't really think I have much else to talk about at all. All right. I guess what I'll do, very quickly, just cover a couple quick plugs. Number one, Patreon, as I've already mentioned. If we do hit the 450 subs this month, you're definitely going to want to be a Patreon of mine in the month of April, because you're going to be able to nominate and vote on games for the Patron's Choice playthrough. All right, so how do you do that? You go to patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. Check it out. There's the campaign there I run every month, and a ton of different perks you can earn depending on your level of contributions. All right. Really awesome perks. I won't go into detail about all of them because they're all publicly listed there. But anything that you contribute via that helps me out tremendously, allows me to keep operating this business. All right. And obviously, if you pledge $5 or more by the end of the month, that's how you can get in on that Patron's Choice event. All right. So there you go. Please check that out. Number two, there's my Teespring. Any merchandise you buy from my Teespring store gives me a pretty sizable commission. It helps me out. And you obviously get a cool collectible piece of swag, as they say. So that being said, give it a look. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, mugs, stickers, fun stuff. All stuff that I'm sure you will enjoy. And I am very appreciative of anyone who does check out my Teespring. So thanks for that, guys. Last and not least, obviously, if you're here live on stream and you would like to get a shout out during today's stream, you can either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or tip me. If you do any of those methods, I will give you a shout out during the stream. You know, a couple exceptions apply. Number one, please keep your cheers and or contribution messages very concise, as short as possible. Please do not leave me giant paragraphs. I don't want to break the immersion of the gameplay by doing a 45-minute shout out. You know what I mean? And this is also not the time for big, lengthy Q&A questions. For example, if you have a detailed question you would like to ask me, all right, what you can do is you can ask me in my Q&A show, which is coming up later this month. It's actually going to be on the 26th of April. It's my next show called Ask the King. So you can submit your questions like that on my forums at thekingofhate.com. All right. So that being said, please keep your shout out messages concise so they don't completely derail the stream. Excuse me. I got an anonymous dollar tip. It says, Phil, what's so special about Extinction? You said you would never accept a free copy of the game because it's bad for the industry. Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. That's not what I said. At all. But people, what they like to do is take things that I said and misconstrue them and twist them into their own thing to make, Phil's a hypocrite. He said he would never accept a copy of a game. That's ridiculous. I never said that. All right. Here's the deal. Here's what I actually said. I said, I disagree with this practice where game developers, game publishers, and marketing companies give out advanced copies of video games, big AAA releases that people are, waiting for, hyping, weeks and weeks and weeks in advance. We're talking 2-3 weeks in advance. You've got people who are given exclusivity, all right, to stream on Twitch, to play on YouTube, these games. And so you get game playthroughs that are out weeks ahead of time. Weeks. All right? The whole game is spoiled already before the game's even released. All right? Now, these people make huge bank, humongous bank on doing this because they're the only people allowed to do it. Sometimes it's like 10 people who are, the big streamer, the big YouTuber gets the game right away and they get to do pre-release videos of the game. It's nonsense. All right? In my opinion, it's ridiculous. As I've told you guys many times, I don't view myself as better than any of you guys. I don't. I have always, since day one, since the first day I put my camera up in front of my television and recorded my own gameplay, I see myself the same as you. The Joe Average Gamer who goes and, just like you, gets games on release day, plays them on release day. We all experience these games together, and then we formulate an honest opinion based on what's available upon the game's official release. We're not going to play games 3 weeks ahead of their release, before they have their final patches, before the online capabilities are even enabled properly, and try to formulate an opinion. We're not going to all try to collectively beat each other to the punch to play the game so we can get videos on the internet to make money. It's ridiculous. And quite frankly, just the culture of gaming has changed so much. Back in the day when I started on YouTube, the reason all right, that I was popular was because I was a guy who, on release day, lined up like you guys, bought the game as soon as I could, came home and played it, and uploaded the videos. So I had gameplay videos of games on release day right away. I was one of the few people who did that. A lot of people would play games casually or whatever. They wouldn't have a full playthrough up of a hot new release within a week. Instead, it would take them, a month or more because they only put out one video a day. I was very different from what the common YouTuber was doing. But then, all of a sudden, over the years, it became about the big popular YouTubers who didn't even make gameplay videos. All of a sudden now are getting advanced game copies and playing games online early. It's a ridiculous practice. At this point, the whole games industry has become so much about money. And all these YouTubers who get these advanced copies and all these streamers who get super early copies and they're playing the games early. I just saw a tweet by Jeff Knightley. All right, on Twitter. Oh, I can confirm that I have just completed my first playthrough of God of War, and I will tell you guys all about it soon. What? Why did Jeff Knightley get a fucking copy of God of War 3 weeks early? And he's done with the game already? What? Not Knightley, Keeley, excuse me. I'm saying his name wrong. Jeff Keeley. Boy, I blew that. In regards to what I've seen of the game, it looks good. And the fact of what I heard, like, oh, it's going to be open world. You can go in any order in the game, to the different regions, a la Dark Souls and things like that. The premise of the game sounds good, more modernized, and more interesting than the previous God of War game. I mean, God of War Ascension, I did not like that game. I thought God of War Ascension was very bad. It was just kind of nowhere near as good as the first three games. Now, of course, it wasn't made by the same studio as the God of War 1 through 3, but still, it was an official entry in the series. I didn't like it. So I think at that point, maybe the game dev said, all right, we got to take a step back from this more traditional formula, and maybe we just got to do something different, okay? So, that being said, we'll all find out for ourselves coming up later this month. All right. Babyman Gaming did another cheer, said variety streamer. Then he did another cheer. He says, I was watching videos of you on YouTube and someone talked about someone named Tyrone. As far as I know, Tyrone wasn't part of your inner circle back in CT. Who is he? I don't know. It's probably a joke. It's probably one of these stupid memes. Quite frankly, it's probably one of these really stupid memes that people who don't like me just made up. Alright? I don't know what it is. I have no idea. Alright? It's probably, like I said, it's a detractor meme, and they all think it's funny amongst themselves. It's an inside joke that normal humans who don't care about their real kiddie schoolyard nonsense wouldn't have no idea what it means. But for them, it's the most hilarious thing ever. It's just like all the other ones. I prefer a penne. What the hell does that mean? I'm sure maybe there was a question someday and I said that maybe as an answer. I don't know. It becomes a meme with them. And to them, to reiterate this brainless meme is the most funny thing you could possibly do. And it immediately makes you cool if you use this meme. For us normal people, we look at it like, what the hell does that? I prefer a penne? How is this funny? How does this make any sense? You just stand there scratching your head like, what is this? Right? Like, what are you talking about? But again, when you just have this the mindset of I don't even know how to. It's like kind of like a crowd mindset. What's no, not hive mind, but a collective mindset, right? A group of people who they have this feeling over the internet that they get it and they're part of a community because they have these common memes that they use. They don't even make sense of any of this stuff. But apparently they really like that meme. Okay. Alright guys, I think we're good. Okay, I think we're in a situation where we've gotten through all the oh, never mind, Oliviosaurus just cheered and said, if you get past the tax situation by the end of the year and your channel continues to grow, would you consider going on a weekend trip next year to Cali next year? Well, first of all, alright? First of all, guys, I have no plans whatsoever on going on any kind of a vacation anytime soon. Alright? No serious traveler vacations. In fact, Kat has even said, I had to travel. She traveled multiple times in the past year from, where she used to live here to come visit me. And she's like, I am so tired right now of plane travel and everything. I don't want to do any kind of traveling for a while. She just wants to be here and settle in here and enjoy living where we live. All right. If anything, what we may do is just take a quick drive into Seattle, which is only about 45 minutes away, and have, you know, a day or two in Seattle. I want to show Kat the sights. I want to show her the Space Needle. I want to show her some of the cool museums. I want to show her Pike Place Market, maybe the aquarium, maybe the zoo. You know, I want to show her the cool stuff that's all nearby here. The thing is, I need to actually have time away from streaming to do that, which, as you guys know, I'm here 6 days a week. I get 1 day off a week to spend with her. That's it. So, you know, haven't really had that opportunity. In the next couple of months, if I can get into a situation, for example, you know, this week in particular, people have been really nice in regards to helping me out. And if maybe by the end of this week, you know, I can sit in a position of like, okay, I'm not in a terrible position regarding taxes or nothing at this point. Maybe then I could plan a mini trip for 2-3 days into Seattle. Well, away from streaming, it'll be good. I'll relax my voice. It'll be good for health. And, you know, spending some time with her, seeing the sights of Seattle. So, we'll see. But that would really be it at this point. No, I have no plans whatsoever in the near future to travel anywhere significant. I don't have the money for it. I'm not in a position where I could be not working, you know, for a week to go on. Like I would love to go to California. You know, one of the things I definitely want to do eventually, go to California with Kat, spend some time in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, maybe go to Universal Studios, maybe go to Disneyland. That's the kind of cool vacation that eventually I would just like to do for a few days and then, you know, come right back. But right now, that is not even anywhere within reasonable reach. So, there you go. All right. That is it, guys. Let's end the pre-stream. I'm actually going to quickly use the restroom. I have to take a leak. I will do that quick before I start. And then we will begin with the stream. Far Cry 5. Sound good, guys? All right. Give me like 5 minutes to go quickly use the restroom. Then I'll be back and we'll begin. Thanks to everyone who cheered already on the pre-stream. I appreciate it. And we'll get started momentarily. Thanks, and see you in a few.
Worthless specimen, get that ass banned.